There we are, Glenys. We're live, look. Recording.
Wow.
Hello everyone, it's Linda here from Just For Tummies, and next to me I have Glenys. And Glenys, she's known me all of her life. She's one of my mum's oldest friends, and so I'm going to let Glenys say a few words about her. But yeah, today's video is about pelvic floor prolapse, something that Glenys is very familiar with and has had surgery. But before we go into that, I'm just going to let Glenys say a few words about herself. Go ahead, Glenys.
Okay, well, my name is Glenys and I have known Linda all her life. I was made a widow 13 years ago in January, so I've been on my own for a long time, so I've had to look after my own body, if you like, you know. And I think that's about it, Linda. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep myself fit and active.
Yes, and you and that's very important to you, Glenys, isn't it? You're not one for sitting in the house. You're very active. You're very sociable. You love your walking.
I do.
You walk every day.
Yeah.
You walk every day. And even though you had this quite severe prolapse, it didn't stop you walking, did it? No. Because what did you say to me earlier about walking?
If I stopped walking, I don't think I'd be here.
No.
I don't think I would. No. Really and truly, I wouldn't.
And of course, one of your favourite places to walk, which is literally 5 minutes from where you live,
very lucky.
Yes, is Brierley Country Park,
yes,
and it used to be a pit, a coal mine, where Dougie, your husband, worked.
He worked there until it closed.
Yeah, where my granddad worked.
Yeah.
And you have planted, when Dougie died, you planted an oak tree up there, didn't you? And how big is that oak tree now?
It must be about 20 foot.
Is it?
It must be. Yeah.
Does it need pruning again?
No,
okay.
No. It's doing lovely.
Is it?
Yeah. I do clear it round because it's got a lot of brambles and
yes, I remember
weeds.
when we went. Yeah.
But the trunk is getting. It's getting. It doesn't need it now. You see.
And of course, it overlooks Hardwick Hall, doesn't it?
Yes. And the golf course.
And the golf course. Yeah. Dougie loved his golf, didn't he?
And the pit, so it's it's surrounded by his memories.
Yes, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, right. So thank you for that, Glenys. You've told us a little bit about. Oh, and of course you've got a daughter. You've got your Hayley.
Yes,
I have. Yes. It was at the moment in Cape Verde. Is it Cape Verde?
Cape Verde, yes.
Diving.
Yeah.
Okay, Glenys. So, can you explain what your symptoms were initially and when you began to get problems, down below?
Yes. Well, it was just uncomfortable, and then it was.
Did you feel a dragging, a heaviness?
Not all the time, but that's how it started. When it seems to be pulling down somehow. You know what I mean? And I can say this, Linda. I've never had pain.
No.
Never had any pain. But it's so debilitating that you don't need the pain with it. You know what I mean? Because it's bad enough on its own.
Because it's there all the time.
Yes.
Isn't it? Except when you're lying down.
Yeah. But when I first started with the prolapse, I went to the doctors. They sent me to the gynecologist. Where I had the pessary rings.
And this prolapse, was this your uterus that had prolapsed at that stage? And how far back are we going?
This was 2015.
2015,
yes.
Right.
And because I'd had a lot of ITUs.
UTIs. Urinary tract infections, yes. And of course, when the uterus starts to prolapse, it can increase the risk of urinary tract infections. Right. So the diagnosis was that your uterus had prolapse.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Had it actually? Could you see it? Was it visible? The prolapse.
Not at that stage.
Not at that stage.
No.
Okay.
No. But I knew there was something wrong because of the UTIs.
Yeah, that's right.
And they took it from there, you see. So I've had many years of pessary rings. Then I've had I had the hysterectomy, which it held it back for only a few months before I started again with
a prolapse.
Yes.
Right. So just going back to the pessary rings then.
Yes, yeah.
For women who don't know, Glenys, what is a pessary ring, and how do you use it?
A pessary ring, if it's put him with the gynecologist. It's like a mushroom. It's like a Dutch cat.
Oh yes, it's not like a donut then. It's like a Dutch
There's
cat.
many different shapes and sizes, Linda. You'll be surprised. You know.
Okay.
But the first ones was just like a Dutch cat with it's like very pliable.
Yes. Yes.
And the gynecologist inserts it, and it was there for 4 months. And
So
then,
it stays there permanently.
yes, yeah.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
mine did, yes.
Yes.
And that's the pessary rings I've always had, where they put them in, and you go back periodically to,
Right.
and they make sure that everything's all right there, you see, and
Right.
the pessary ring is fitting where it should be.
And you had no more issues with infections when you started using the pessary rings?
I had little bits, but nothing, because the last time when I started having all these ITUs, I finished up in hospital because of it.
I think I remember that.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Why did you end up in hospital? Was that because the infection was quite bad?
And I think myself, there's no proof of this. I think it was the antibiotics. I think I'd had that many. This is how I feel about it. I think I'd had that many antibiotics that they were working different things in my body.
Yes, yeah. So you felt really poorly.
Yeah. And do you want me to tell you this? When I was quite poorly with it, and Ailey had come, and she says, "Mum, I'm going to take you down to A&E." So she took me down to A&E, and when we got in A&E, we sat there, and I said to Ailey, I said, I feel sick. So she says, "I'll get you some water." So she got me this water, took a drink, and I was violently sick.
Were you?
So of course, in hospital, they rushed you to a ward. So I jumped the list. I jumped the queue.
Yeah, you jumped the queue. Yes.
Because they didn't want, if it got the neurovirus that was, you know.
Yes.
So they took me in a ward, and I had about 4 or 5 days in hospital.
Right, but they must have given you antibiotics then. You must have had an infection.
They did, yeah. I don't know. Obviously, they would give me internal.
IV.
Yes,
IV antibiotics.
yeah. So, but I mean, I was fine after that. And that's when the UTIs lessened.
Calmed down.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Okay. So you had the hysterectomy, then you started using the pessary rings, and then everything settled down, but you were still aware of some heaviness.
Something not quite right.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So initially then, how were the symptoms of the prolapse affecting your life? And I suppose I'm going back to before you had your hysterectomy. Right.
Well, not as much as it was before.
Later.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, it was the UTIs.
The UTIs.
That was the problem.
Yes.
I just wanted rid of them.
Yes.
And that's why I went in for the hysterectomy.
Okay.
And that, as I say, that started from the pessary rings to the hysterectomy.
Yes.
To another prolapse after the hysterectomy that started.
Which can happen. When you've had a hysterectomy, there is then a void.
Yes, this is what
it leaves a void, and things can collapse into that void. Yes,
that's right.
Okay, so the pessary rings stopped working when?
Well, coming to this year. Yes.
This year, in March of this year, March 2023, the pessary rings stopped working.
Yes.
How did you know they stopped working?
Because I'd got to the hospital from a normal checkup.
Yes.
When they remove it, and then I'd have cleaned it or to put it back, or you get a new one.
Yes.
Anyway, they tried a new one, put it in, and then they tell you to walk around. Well, not always, but walk around the hospital.
Yes.
Go and have a wee.
Yes.
Make sure that everything's all right. See, so
make sure it doesn't fall out.
Well, I hadn't got to the door, and it fell out. So, but I had got dressed and everything. So this is something else into that you don't factor into when you go into for these things, And I had to walk around. It fell out, so I went back, tried another one. One was too big. She said, "This is too big." So whether or not it was stopping from weighing or bowel, I don't know. But she said it was too big. So they tried another one. In between this, I'd been out walking as well. twice I went out walking with this in the hospital.
In the hospital, yeah.
And the last one came out, and I was just going in as the doctor was coming away. And that's when Mr. Morgan had said to me, if this doesn't work, you know, you ought to think about an operation.
Surgery, right.
Yeah.
So some of the symptoms that you were getting back then, Glenys, you've made a list. You did try physio. I mean, you put here years of problems, pessary rings, and a hysterectomy, then physio, pessary rings again. Yeah. And the pessary rings stopped working in March 2023. Operation was a last option. So you found it all very debilitating, and it impacted your life here.
Every day.
Sitting down, getting up, bending, reaching, hoovering, sweeping the stairs. Don't even think about carrying heavy shopping and little jobs in the garden. But you still managed to get out and walk.
Yes.
And you still managed to go on holiday.
I did, yes. Yeah.
Right, so what happened then? Did you go and see your GP about these debilitating symptoms and about the operation being, you know, the last resort?
No, because I was still under the hospital, so there was no need to go to the GP. Okay. So I was still under the hospital. The only time I went to the GP was to get a referral letter.
I see. Yes.
You know, which we're going to talk about later.
Yes.
So that was the only time. So I was still under the hospital.
So eventually you went back to gynecology, I'm assuming, at the hospital.
Yeah.
And so the conclusion was you need surgery.
Yes.
Right. And did they explain to you what kind of surgery you needed?
No, not at that stage, because the last time I saw the Mr. Morgan was he said, you know, think about this operation.
He's the gynecologist.
Yes, he was the gynecologist. And if you want the operation, ring my secretary, which I duly did.
Yes.
Said, you know, you can put me on the list. And that started the ball rolling, if you like, you know.
Yes.
I mean, I knew it was a prolapse, so I knew it was something like hysterectomy, if you like, you know what I mean. I mean,
you knew that you needed surgery.
Yes.
And you were quite prepared to have the surgery because of the way it was impacting your life. Yes, right. So when it was suggested, so I'm assuming you went to see the consultant and he suggested this procedure called a
No. He actually rang me.
Ah, okay.
Mr. Morgan rang me and said and asked me if I'd be interested in this, because obviously he looked at my history.
You know,
my age.
Yes.
That was the big factor, you know.
Yes.
So
why was your age a big factor?
Because if I was sexually active, it would impact on that.
Yes, you couldn't have that procedure if you were sexually active.
No.
Right, okay.
But at 83, I think no fear of that.
All that's behind you.
Yes.
So this is a procedure really that's for women who are no longer and who no longer want to be sexually active.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So did he explain to you what that procedure entailed?
Not at that time, because he was ringing me to see if I'd be interested in it.
Okay.
When I said I was, then he sent me that lot there. That's
all
the
these notes.
all the notes.
Yes.
And he sent me the diagrams of what the colpocysis.
Yes.
So I thought, well, yeah.
So he explained things very well, gave you lots of information.
Does on with that, but as I say, on the phone he didn't. But you know, obviously it's difficult.
Yes.
He says I'll get my secretary to
Yes.
send you, which he did.
Right. So this is Mr. Morgan at the local hospital, isn't it?
Yes.
So tell me why you didn't go for the procedure at your local hospital then. What happened?
During this period, there was a lot of strikes with the NHS.
Yes.
So it was the communication was practically nil. It really was difficult to get through, and to get through to the person that you really needed. I mean, twice I had people saying, "I'll pass this message on." I'll pass this message on.
They never got passed on.
Well, if they did, I never got any feedback from it.
Yeah.
So in the end, when it was really getting too much, and I thought, something's got to be done quick. And bearing in mind that I wasn't even on the list at this. I was on the list, but with all these strikes, I think it would have been the end of next year. I do,
Oh, yes.
before I could have got in, you
Quite
know.
possibly, yes.
And I thought, I can't wait this long. I'm not prepared to wait. And
Okay, so so then you decided to go private.
yes, yeah.
And your Hayley did some research, didn't
Yes,
she? She
yes,
looked
yeah.
into, well, she found a consultant
Yes.
at this hospital in Sheffield.
Yes.
Which hospital was it, Glenys?
Thornbury.
Thornbury in Sheffield. And what was the name of the consultant there?
It was Professor Radley.
Professor Radley. And obviously a professor of gynecology.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, yeah. I've just read this, Glenys. So you had the operation on the 15th of August. You had a spinal injection, so you were awake, and you got Elvis singing to you all the way through the operation. Did you ask for Elvis then? Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
that's amazing. And you put here, best decision I ever made. Right. Okay then. So Mr. Professor Radley at Thornbury Hospital, Sheffield. Is that a private hospital?
Yes.
Right, okay. And do you mind telling us, I mean, was it a big decision to go private in financial terms?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
because I know you're
yes.
not a wealthy woman, Glenys,
No,
unless you won the lottery and you've not told me.
Yeah, I wish. No, I'm quite comfortable. Let's put it like that. I'm in a comfortable position, and my utmost thing that I'm most concerned about is my health.
Yes.
Because I'm on my own.
Because you're on your own.
Because and I'm very, very independent, as you know.
I know you are.
So as long as I can keep my independence, that's my main objective in life. You know, and so this was why I thought, well, you've got a bit of money there. Why not? Why not? Let's go that way.
Yes.
And that was the reason. And it was so, I can't tell you what difference it's made to me.
So how much did it cost you altogether then?
It was £9,047.
Right.
Precisely.
Okay, and well spent.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, the Thornbury Hospital were lovely.
So, you know, how long did it take for you to get an appointment to see this Professor Radley?
Yes, well, it was the beginning of July when Hayley was started.
Yes.
Of course, she was talking to me as well.
Yes.
And she got me an appointment with this Professor Radley because she researched it. And she got, I think it was July. It was about the second or third week in July. I can't remember the date, Linda, precisely. But from there, I went for a consultation. I had the consultation and everything. Well, when it examined me, and it says, yes, Mrs. Calp, we can do this operation.
Yes.
So, and he gave me, and then I had the operation on the 15th of August.
That's right, yes. So you had a spinal block.
Yes, yeah.
Why did they decide to do a spinal block and not give you full anaesthetic?
I had the option.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I had the option.
So it wasn't because you had any health problems, any issues with your heart or your lungs?
No. Going back to the hysterectomy, I had spinal there.
Ah, okay.
And to me, it was easy getting over, and this is where I've never had an operation before.
Yes, yeah.
So I've had two now, and I've had both spinal, and I would definitely go down that route again.
Okay. So how long did the operation take?
It was, when they wheeled me in, it was 5 to 6 because the clock that was above the door. When they wheeled me out,
5 to 6 a.m.
No.
Oh no.
Evening, 5 to 6. Coming out, it was 7:05.
Wow.
So I had an hour of Elvis.
They couldn't hear Elvis though, could they? Did you have like earbuds?
No. When I asked for Elvis, and he says, the anaesthetist came to see me, and he says, give me the alternative, my spine. And I said, well, I'll have spinal. I said, but can I have Elvis singing to me? And he looked at me, daft, as most people would. I said, because I have had him before, because I did have him, I had an hysterectomy,
Did you?
Yeah. So I says, well, I had it when I had an hysterectomy. So he says, well, I'll see what I can do then. And when they wheeled me in, and he approached me, you see, and I'm there looking up at him, and he's got this perspex tube with his phone inside, which you put there.
Yeah, his phone there.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
So everyone, I just want to say I'm with Glenys, and Glenys has known me all my life. She's one of my mum's oldest friends, and we're talking about her experiences of prolapse and surgery. And I just want to say that this video will stay on the Just for Tummies Facebook page, in the Tummy Talk group, and we'll also be sending it out in a newsletter if you receive our newsletters. If not, sign up to receive them. I'll put the link above the video. All right then, Glenys. So yes, what have I put here? Yes, when it was explained to you how radical the surgery was, you didn't have any reservations, did you?
Because, no,
yeah, because you'd reached the
yes,
end of your
exactly.
tether.
To me, that it looked. This is me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
What do I want after this?
Yes. Yes.
So it was just a.
And you were no longer sexually active, so you didn't need your vagina anymore, did you? Oh yes, so we've covered that then. You had your surgery in August of 2023. Surgery took about an hour. You had a spinal block, and how long were you in hospital?
3 days and 2 nights.
Yes, and you were well looked after.
Oh. Food, Linda.
Yes.
Oh, the food was, and you know, the chef who used to come to ask for your order.
Really? The chef came?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was really nice, you know. So if there were no trouble at all, you know, it just went like clockwork.
So just to clarify then, so Hayley was doing all this research. She found this professor for you at this hospital in Sheffield. So from ringing up and making the appointment, how long did it take for you to actually go and see him? A week?
Yeah, I think, no, it might have been about 10 days, something
about
like
10
that.
days,
yes,
right? And then how long before you had surgery?
Well, it was in the July when she made the appointment. So it was, so
on the 15th of August you had the surgery.
I think it was about 3 weeks I waited for the surgery. I think something like that, Linda.
Wow.
You know,
that's great. So, how are you feeling now? If we look at this list here, you know how debilitating it was. So how are you feeling now? I mean, has it sort of given you a new lease of life?
Yeah, I've got none of them. I've not got any of those things to worry about anymore.
No, and you're happy carrying things. And
Yeah.
So you put here, my health was suffering. Nothing in the system was moving.
Yes.
Oh, not your system.
No,
the NHS system.
I
see. Right. So yes, you looked in the private route. Thank goodness I was able to do it, and I did. Yes. Yeah. Right. So so how's it changed your life?
Well, it hasn't actually changed it. It's just enhanced it.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I haven't got the debility as I had before.
Yes.
So
and
I don't have to worry about bending and stretching and you know, just sitting down and getting up, Linda.
I'm just wondering as well, you know, with it being so debilitated, it must have affected your energy levels. It must have been very tiring as well.
It was. I mean, I told you, I never stopped walking.
No.
But it slowed me up.
Oh yes.
You know, which is you know, something that you do as you get older. I know, but it wasn't a natural.
No.
It wasn't a natural progression that's all going in. You know.
No.
And so.
And you've shown me photographs of before and after the surgery, and before, you know, we can see the prolapse. It literally is hanging out of you, and some of the ulceration as well from the friction. And you've shown me a photograph, you know, after the surgery. It's just amazing. You know, that prolapse is, and it's so neat and tidy.
Yeah. And for anyone thinking about having this operation, I mean, your bowel and your bladder works just the same.
Yes, because
it's that worried me a little bit. I must admit that I did think about that
after the surgery. You mean?
Yes,
But although you suffered with UTIs before you had your hysterectomy, which was in 2015, wasn't it?
No, 2019 I had the
2019 you had the hysterectomy, and then you started using the pessary rings, and the UTIs calm down, didn't they? And you didn't have any more issues with your waterworks, you know, with any more UTIs?
No UTIs. I would say waterworks, yeah, because, you know, as you're getting older, dribble here and a dribble
oh,
there.
yeah, but nothing that needed antibiotics, no infections.
No,
and you had no issues with your bowels?
No.
And now after surgery, no issues with you, but you're very good, aren't you, managing your bowels, because you've got a bit of a sluggish bowel. You don't mind me saying that?
Oh,
yes?
no, not at
So
all.
you have a good high fibre breakfast every morning, don't you? You know, what do you have for your breakfast? Would you share it?
Yeah, if I can remember, I have natural yogurt,
from Aldi?
Greek yogurt with flax seeds, prunes, dates, pineapple. I love pineapple. A sliver of avocado, and blueberries, raspberries. I'm not a strawberry fan. Not a strawberry fan, but any fruit as well I put in. But that's what I have. And I have yogurt one morning, and the following morning I have oats porridge.
Yeah. You soak them overnight?
No. I have Aldi oats porridge, and it's organic. The organic.
Yes. Yeah. Right. So you would highly recommend this procedure to any woman of a similar age to you, where she's got prolapses, she's used pessary rings, they're not working now. You can highly recommend it.
Definitely.
Yes.
There's nothing I've had done has made me think, I wish I'd not bothered.
Yeah.
No, it's everything is so, it's just right.
I mean, how does it feel down there now? Does it?
The thing
can
is,
you feel anything?
No.
I mean, because I know you had stitches, you had dissolvable stitches, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I think, didn't you have to have a course of antibiotics after the
Yes,
operation?
I had an infection.
Was that from the stitches?
Well, obviously, stitches operation. I don't know, Linda, but but you just had that course. I had 2 days when I was poorly, and that's the only drawback I've had in the entire operation period, Linda. You know.
So does it feel tighter? I mean, or are you just not aware of anything?
No, you're not. I tell you what, when you've had it done, you don't even think about it. It's only when it's there that you think about it. And when you've had it done, I think it makes me wonder how I put up with it
for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see, this operation to me was a miracle.
Just say again the name of the procedure, because I can't pronounce it, Glenys.
Colpoclysis.
A colpoclysis. Yes, right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you
for sharing that, Glenys.
I hope it helps somebody else.
Well,
because,
I certainly do. Yes, because as I've said before, I do get contacted by lots of women, mainly about digestive and gut issues, but also bladder and vaginal. And sometimes the subject of prolapse does come up. So I think it's very important that women need to know that there are these procedures that can help them. Yes. So I'll give you your notes back.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you again.
Yeah. Pleasure.
And thank you everyone for watching, or if you're listening, and we hope that helps you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.